problem, there is no name for the particular line, so you can mention whatever may be the name. You can, whether you can mention AB, or you can mention BC, or you can mention CD. So whatever may be the name, you can give it for the particular line. Okay, so that is not a problem. So இந்த மாதிரியும் problems வரும். Okay, without name. Okay, so now I am moving to the next topic. It is called projection of planes. Okay, so this dimension for projection of points. The projection of lines, we can call projection of lines as a 1D diagram. That means one-dimensional diagram. Okay, same like that, we can mention projection of planes as a two-dimensional diagram. Okay, that means we can call it planes as a 2D diagram, two-dimensional diagram. Okay, that means this particular planes will have two dimensions. So one will be length and another one will be breadth. So you will not have thickness for this diagram. If you are having thickness, we can call this diagram as a 3D diagram. That's 3 dimensional. Okay. So these are all the basic. Here also we'll discuss different lanes on different projection of. So there are a number of shapes are available. So normally, circle, and we can call the polygons as planes. Okay. So there are a number of polygons are available. So depending on the sides, we the polygons with names. Okay. So the main important thing for projection of plane is that we will be having two dimensions. One is length and another one is breadth, and there is no thickness. So what is the best example for this? Okay, no, sorry. So network problem cut ஆயிருக்கு. Okay. What is the perfect example for this projection of planes? So it will have a length and breadth. So there is no thickness for this. So the perfect example for this projection of planes will be your A4 sheet. So what is the shape of your A4 sheet? நான் உங்கள் A4 ஷீட்டோட ஷேப் என்ன ஷேப்னு கேட்குறேன். whether it is circle or அந்த மாதிரி
rectangle.
Okay, so there is no thickness for your A4 sheet. That means we can't say that. So it will have a negligible thickness, right? Okay, so it is having a negligible thickness. So your A4 sheet is a rectangular plane. So the shape of your A4 sheet is a rectangular plane. Same like that, we can mention number of things related with these planes. Okay, and we will be discussing different cases of planes. Okay, like in our previous method we have discussed about 6 cases, right? So parallel, perpendicular, inclined cases. So here also we'll be discussing about the same conditions, plane that is parallel to HP, parallel to VP, perpendicular to HP, perpendicular to VP, and also we'll be discussing about the inclined condition. Here also the both inclined condition is very important. Okay, so we have to look that case very important, and this is that the third one, C case. Okay, so here it is inclined to HP and also inclined to VP. The plane that is inclined to HP and also inclined to VP. So in your problems, the inclined to HP will be denoted in the notation called theta. Similar to that, inclined to VP will be mentioned the notation called pi. Okay, so we will be discussing about this in our problems. Before that, we will be having some important instructions. Okay, so the diagram will have only two dimensions. So we can call this diagram as 2D diagram. So the short form of D is dimensions. So we'll be having length and breadth. There is no thickness. So we don't have to consider the thickness. Okay. So for example, if you are looking your A4 sheet in a side view. Okay. So you are seeing the page. Okay. So what will be the side view diagram? What will be the shape of the side view? A4 ஷீட்டை உன் ஃப்ரெண்டுக்கு ஃபேஸுக்கு நேராக ஃப்ரண்ட்டில் வைக்கிறப்ப ஸோ சைட்லேருந்து பார்க்கும்போது அந்த A4 ஷீட்டு உனக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்? Okay, no problem. So diagrams போகும்போது பார்த்துக்கலாம். So next, different shapes. We'll be discussing about different shapes like square, rectangle, and pentagon, hexagon, and we'll be discussing about circle. Okay, and the next types of plane surfaces will be called it as perpendicular plane surfaces and oblique plane surfaces. We will discuss about this in our problems. Okay, so these are all the major shapes are available for your syllabus. So here we will be discuss in this topic we will be discuss about square and rectangle and triangle, and we will be discussing about circle and pentagon, hexagon. So we are not going to discuss about trapezoidal, and also we will not going to discuss about parallelogram, and also we will not maybe so diamond may be applicable. For example, if you are rotating the square in a particular angle, you will be getting this diamond. So we will be discussing about diamond also. Okay, so these two diagrams are not important because we are not going to discuss for this topic. If it is needed, you can do your own diagram for this trapezoid and also parallelogram. Okay. So our first type of projection of plane, it is called a plane perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So here we are going to discuss only about planes. Okay, we are not going to discuss about lines. So plane contains multiple lines. Okay, so we know that point, for example, a line contains 2 points. Okay, so plane contains multiple lines. So in this diagram, it is a rectangular plane. Okay, so a rectangle, or else we can call it a square. So it looks like a square. Okay, so we are going to place this square that is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, so you can create your own first angle projection. That means your own first quadrant. So this is our first quadrant. Okay, so this horizontal plane. So this one is our vertical plane. So you have to place your A4 sheet that should be perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, so this is our plane. So with the name of ABCD. So this plane contains 4 corners. So we'll be mentioning the names only for the corners because each and every corner contains a point, right? So this is one point and this one is another point and this one is another point. So we are having 4 points and also we are having 4 lines. So this plane contains 4 points and 4 lines. Normally here we will be discussing about this as a corner. So for each and every corner, there is a name. So this one is A, and this one is B, and this one is C. Okay, this one is D. So you're going to look this plane from this direction. So this one is our front view, and this one will be our top view. Okay, so if you are looking from this direction, okay, so the front view projection will be available in this vertical plane. So this is our front view. So you can draw a square as a front view, and while looking from this top view, you will be seeing this plane as a line. Okay, so ஒரு A4 ஷீட்டை ஃப்ரண்ட்ல இருந்து பார்க்குறேன், உனக்கு A4 ஷீட்டோட ஷேப் தெரியுது. சேம் லைக் தட், if you are looking this A4 sheet from the top view or side view direction, you can able to see only a line. Okay, so this is a line. Now you have to rotate this horizontal plane for a 90-degree clockwise direction. If you are rotating this plane in a 90-degree clockwise direction, you will be getting a diagram like this. Okay, so this is our diagram. So this one is our front view, okay, a square, and this one is our top view. Okay, so while looking from this top view direction, you can able to see only 2 points. You can't able to see the other 2 points. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so this one is A, and this one is B, and this one is C, and this one is D. So similar to that, you will be having a projections called A dash and B dash, C dash, and D dash. So that is what mentioned here. So this one is A dash, this one is B dash, this one is C dash, and this one is D dash. Okay, now we are looking from the top view direction. You can able to see only this particular line. It is called A and B. You can able to see only A and B. You can't able to see this C and D. Okay, so in the direction வந்து பார்க்குறீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, assume பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So you can able to see only A dash, and also you can able to see B dash. Okay, so you can create a horizontal line. So this one is our top view. You have to mention the notations. So you can able to see A dash, and also with that you can't able to see this D dash. So here you can mention it as A bracket D, because we can't able to see this D point. Okay, similar to this, you can able to see this B dash point. So you can't able to see this C dash. So you can mention it as B bracket C. Okay, so this one is B bracket C. Similar to that, we have to create a traces. If a question arises like find the traces of this particular diagram, you have to find the traces. Okay, so this one is our horizontal trace. You can directly mention it as it is our horizontal trace. If a problem like perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So if it is parallel to VP, you will not be getting vertical traces. So you will be having only horizontal trace. So this is our horizontal trace. You can mention directly as HT. Okay, so this is our diagram. Any doubt? Just a minute. Okay, can I move to the second problem? So this one is our second type, the plane perpendicular to VP and parallel to VP. Sorry, parallel to HP. So in our previous condition, it is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP, so that we are having a square as a front view and a line as a top view. So we are creating a square as a front view and a line as a top view. So second condition is directly opposite to that. So we'll be creating a square in this top view and a horizontal line as a front view, because we are going to see this same plane that is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. So we can create a component like this. Okay, so this is our component. So A, B, C, and D. If you are looking this plane from the front view direction, you can able to see only horizontal line. Okay, so this one is our front view, and while looking from the top view direction, you can able to see their total profile. So the profile is a square. Okay, so you can see a square has a top view. So this one is our top view. So that is what drawn here. You can create a top view like this with the same dimension of the particular plane. Okay, so you can mention the name as A, B, C, D. Okay, because CD line is nearer to reference line. So this one is our reference line, right? X and Y. So CD is nearer to reference line and AB is far away from the reference line. So you can create a reference line like this. Okay. So you can create a rectangular profile. So C and D is nearer to reference plane. So you can mention C and D here, and you have to mention A and B here. Now you have to draw the front view. So front view is a horizontal line. So you can draw like this. And also with that, you have to mention the notations. So while looking from the front view direction, you can able to see this A point and B point. You can't able to see this C and D point. So you can mention like this A dash bracket D dash. So here you can mention B dash dot bracket C dash. So for this problem, you can mention the traces. So the traces will be here condition is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. So if it is parallel to HP, you will not be getting the horizontal trace. So there is only vertical trace. So you can mention the vertical trace like this. So a horizontal line is our vertical trace. Okay. So any doubts? Okay, you know. So this one is our third condition, a plane perpendicular to both VP and HP. Okay, the condition is plane perpendicular to both VP and HP. So if it is perpendicular to both VP and HP, you will be getting this square plane like this because it is perpendicular to both the planes. Okay, so if you are looking this plane from the front view direction, you will be getting a vertical line as a front view. While looking this plane from the top view direction, you will be getting another one vertical line as a top view. அப்போ எந்த வியூல இருந்து பார்த்தா இந்த பிளேனோட ஆக்சுவல் ப்ரொஃபைல் தெரியும்? எந்த வியூல இருந்து பார்த்தா இந்த பிளேனோட ஆக்சுவல் வியூ தெரியும்? Anyone? யாருக்குமே புரியலையா நான் சொல்றது? Okay, roll number 29. ஓகே, ஸோ எந்த வியூவில் இருந்து பார்த்தா இந்த ஸ்கொயர் பிளேன் தெரியும்ப்பா? ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூலேருந்து பார்த்தா வெர்டிக்கல் லைனாக தெரியுது, டாப் வியூலேருந்து பார்த்தாலும் வெர்டிக்கல் லைன். ஸோ எந்த வியூவில் இருந்து பார்த்தா இது ஒரு ஸ்கொயர் பிளேனாக தெரியும்?
சைட் வியூவில் பார்த்தோம்.
சைட் வியூலேருந்து பார்த்தா போதும். ஸோ எய்தர் ஃப்ரம் த லெஃப்ட் சைட் வியூ ஆர் எல்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் த ரைட் சைட் வியூ. ஸோ எந்த வியூஸில் சைட் வியூலேருந்து பார்த்தாலும் யூ வில் பி கெட்டிங் த ஆக்சுவல் ப்ரொஃபைல். So the actual profile is a square plane. Okay, so you can create a square for a left side view and also square for a right side view. Okay, so now you have to draw the diagram. So you can create a reference line. Okay, and you can create a vertical line as a front view. So this vertical line should be sorry. So this vertical line should have a dimension of this vertical line. Okay, So you can able to see these A point and B point. So you can't able to see these C and D point in this front view. So you can mention like this A dash within bracket D dash, and also with that you can mention B dash within bracket C dash. So C and D visible irukadu. Okay, similar to that, while looking from the top view direction, you can able to see this line. That means you can able to see this D point, and also you can able to see this A point. So you can create a vertical line. So this vertical line should have a dimension of D and A. Okay, so you can mention D, and also you can mention A. So you can't able to see this B point and also C point from the top view direction. So you can mention this C point, that should be mentioned in within bracket, and also you can mention the B point within bracket. So it is D bracket C, and here it is A bracket B. So in this condition, it is both perpendicular condition. So you will be getting horizontal trace, and also you will be getting the vertical trace. Okay, so this one is our vertical trace, and this one is our horizontal trace, because it is intersecting in a same vertical line. Okay, so you don't have to draw a separate line for this. So you can directly mention the front view as vertical trace, and also you can mention the top view as horizontal trace. Okay, ஸோ இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா போத் பேரலல் அப்படிங்கிற கண்டிஷன் வராது. ஸோ இன் அவர் ப்ரொஜெக்ஷன் ஆஃப் லைன்ஸ் we have a condition called both parallel condition. So here we can't able to create a both parallel condition because it is plane. So plane compulsory ஏதோ ஒன்றுக்கு தான் பேரலாக இருக்கும், ஏதோ ஒரு பிளேனுக்கு தான் பேரலாக இருக்கும். It will not be parallel for both the planes, but it can be perpendicular for both the planes. That is what the condition here. Okay, is there any doubt? Now, if you are having any doubts, please ask me. The time is now 11:41. We'll be having another 20 minutes. If you're having any doubts, you can ask me. So the next type will be inclined condition. That means we'll be having either inclined for HP or else inclined for VP. So that is our fourth and fifth condition. Okay. The fourth condition is a plane is inclined to HP and perpendicular to VP. And our fifth condition will be directly opposite to this. That means inclined to VP and perpendicular to HP. Okay. So if you are creating a plane like this, that means it is following this condition. We have to place your A4 sheet like this. So while looking from the front view direction, you can able to see the inclined line. So this is the inclined line, and also while looking from the top view direction, you can able to see this square as a rectangle because it is a inclined one. That means, for example, the plane oda CD and AB ஓடாது ஒரு horizontal line create பண்ணிருக்கோம்னு வெச்சுக்கோ. Okay. So the dimension of this side is 40 mm. Please consider if it is 40 mm. Now you are going to place this plane in an inclined position like this. So while looking from the top view direction, you can't able to see the true length of these two lines. You can able to see like this only. For example, if you are tilting a 40 mm dimension like this, you can able to see only as 20 mm. இது வந்து உனக்கு 20 mm தான் தெரியும். That is what the major problem in inclined condition. So while creating this diagram, initially you have to create this vertical, sorry, this inclined line. So because it is our front view, so you can create this line as a first diagram. So next you can project these two lines towards top view places. So now you can create a diagram like this. Okay, so this value is our breadth value. Okay, So you can able to see this breadth value as it is. So this BC and DA can be seen as it is. So on the diagram, on the dimension அப்படியே exact அதேவா தான் தெரியும். So there is no problem with that. Okay. So you can create a inclined line. For example, நான் dimension வேணா சொல்லிடுறேன். This one is actually our square. So a square of 40 mm dimension. Okay. If it is a square of 40 mm dimension, initially you can pick this point, that means this A dash and bracket D dash point. You can create an inclined line. So if it is 30-degree incline, you can create a 30-degree incline line. If it is 45-degree incline, you can create a 45-degree incline line. So this triangle should be 30-degree. So you can create an inclined line like this with a dimension of 40 mm because it is a square. So with a dimension of 40 mm. Okay, so you can mention this point as A dash bracket D dash because you can't able to see this D point and C point from the front view direction. Okay, so this one is A dash bracket D dash and this one is B dash bracket C dash. So you can project these 2 points towards top view. Okay, so you can project these 2 points towards top view. Okay, so now you will be getting a these two points, that means D and C. So இதோட dimension உனக்கு important இல்லை because you will be getting only a reduced dimension. So this dimension will not be equal to 40 mm. You will be getting only reduced dimension. So you can create a horizontal line like this. So after this you can create a vertical line. So this line should be of 40 mm distance because it is a 40 mm square. So this line also will be of 40 mm dimension. So you can connect these 2 points with a horizontal line. Okay, so here D and C line is nearer to reference plane, nearer to reference line, and A and B is far away from the reference line. So you can mention it as D, C, A and B. Here also you can mark the traces. Okay, so this one actually a vertical trace because it is perpendicular to VP. If it is perpendicular to VP, you can mark front view as vertical trace. Okay, so next you can create a horizontal trace. So for this you have to do some more different lines. So you can project the front view line towards reference line. Okay, so you will be getting a point like this. So the name of the point will be H dash. Okay, so next you can project these 2 corners towards this vertical line. Okay, so the vertical line comes from H dash. So you can project these 2 corners towards this vertical line. So you'll be getting a dot line like this. So this dot line will be our horizontal trace. Okay, so this dot line will be our horizontal trace. Any doubt? Okay, so I already told you that if it is inclined to HP, you can mark this angle as theta. Okay, if it is inclined to VP, you have to mark the angle as pi. So that is what mentioned here. So in this profile, plane is inclined to VP and perpendicular to HP. So it is directly opposite to our 4th case. So you'll be getting a plane like this. Okay, so this is our plane. So if you are looking this plane from the front view direction, you'll be getting the front view like this. So this one is our actually front view, a reduced front view. And if you are looking the diagram from the top view direction, you can able to see a inclined line like this. So since it is a reduced front view, you can't able to create the front view as a first diagram. So you have to create the top view first. So here also, if it is a dimension of 40 mm square, so you can create a inclined line like this with the angle of pi. So the length of the line should be 40 mm. So you can mention the point like this. Okay, notation of A bracket D and a notation of B bracket C. Okay, because this one is our top view, so while looking from the top view direction, initially you can able to see this A point and also you can able to see this B point. You can't able to see this C point and D point, so you have to mention this notation in bracket. Okay, so next you can project these 2 points towards front view. Okay, so you can connect these two lines with the horizontal line because it is a reduced front view. So you can connect these two lines. Okay, and you can create another one vertical line with a dimension of 40 mm. So this one which should be a dimension of 40 mm. Okay, so this one is also a dimension of 40 mm. So you will be getting another two more points. So you can connect these two more points with the horizontal line. So this rectangle is actually our front view. Mention the notations. Okay, so the notations should be, you can look at the diagram first. So this one is our reference line. So A and D is nearer to the reference line, right? So sorry, அதில் ஏதோ ஒரு correction create ஆயிருக்கு. Sorry, actually this is our plane. This one is our horizontal plane, and this one is our vertical plane. So if you are projecting this diagram towards vertical plane, so you can able to see this D point. So that is what mentioned here, it is as D dash, and you can mention the C point here, so it is C dash. So D dash and C dash is nearer to this reference line, so you can mention here it as D dash and C dash. Similar to that, you can mention A dash here, and also you can mention B dash here. So that is what happened here. It is here, it is A dash, and here it is B dash. Okay, it's clear. So after doing this, you can create a traces. So since it is perpendicular to HP, you can directly mention the top view as horizontal trace. So for getting the vertical trace, you have to do the actual procedure. That means you can project the inclined line towards the reference line. So you'll be getting a point like this. So you can mention this point as small b. Okay. So next you can create a vertical line like this. Okay. Next you will be having another two corners. So one corner is D dash. You can project this D dash up to the vertical line, and also you can project the point called A dash up to the vertical line. Okay, so now you will be getting two more points. So you can connect these 2 points with a bold line. Okay, so this bold line will be called it as vertical trace. Okay, so these are all the 5 cases are available. So it is a very basic one. Okay, so you'll be having a problems that is with the sixth case. So sixth case is a both inclined condition. Okay, so that one is a very important heading. Now, any doubts? நான் இந்த 5 கேஸில் ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தால் கேட்கலாம் இப்போ. Okay, Gana. So you will be having class work for today's class. So in this class work, you have to draw these 5 diagrams. Okay, so this one is the first diagram. So you don't have to draw this. So you can draw only this. So you can mention the heading like this: a plane is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So you can draw this diagram, and you can draw the second diagram. So this one is our second diagram. Okay, and mention the heading like this: a plane is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. We can draw this second diagram, and this one is our third diagram. Okay, the plane is perpendicular to both VP and HP. So this one is our fourth diagram: the plane inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, and this one is your fifth diagram: a plane inclined to VP and perpendicular to HP. So I'll be discussing a problem related with this 5 heading in our next class. Okay, so you will have another 2 more days for doing this classwork. So it will consume only 15 minutes of time, because there is no dimension for this diagram. You can choose your own dimension. Okay, ஸோ இது வந்து எல்லாமே கான்செப்ட் மட்டும் தான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்ப்பா, நான் இது வரைக்கும் ப்ராப்ளம் சொல்லலை. ஓகேவா? ஸோ ப்ராப்ளமாக நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் தான் சொல்ல போகிறேன். அதனால தான் சொல்லிட்டு நீங்கள் வந்து இது டயக்ராமை 15 மினிட்ஸில் முடிச்சிடலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் யூ ஆர் நாட் ஃபாலோயிங் வித் த மென்ஷன் ஷெடியூல் டைம். ஸோ ஒரு டேட் கொடுத்தனா அந்த டேட்டுக்குள்ளே இப்போ வரைக்கும் நிறைய பேர் சப்மிட் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க. ஓகே, உங்களுக்கு மண்டே வரைக்கும் டைம், கிளியராக சொல்லிவிட்டேன். மண்டே வரைக்கும் டைம். இது வரைக்கும் என்னென்ன கிளாஸ் ஒர்க் சப்மிட் பண்ணலையோ எல்லாமே சப்மிட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஓகே, ஸோ நான் மண்டே பார்க்கும்போது நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் சப்மிட் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, நீங்கள் ஆப்சண்டான கிளாஸில் எடுத்த கிளாஸ் ஒர்க்காக இருந்தாலும் சப்மிட் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். ஓகே, நீங்கள் சப்மிட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா நீ கிளாஸில் ப்ரெசென்ட் ஆகிருந்தீங்கன்னா உனக்கு நான் அட்டன்ஸ் கொடுத்துட்றேன். மண்டே வரைக்கும் தான் டெட்லைன். ஏன்னா இது வந்து 15 மினிட்ஸில் நீங்கள் முடிச்சிடுவீங்க இந்த கிளாஸ் ஒர்க்கு. ஸோ அதனால் உங்களுக்கு 2 நாள் டைம் இருக்குது. அந்த 2 நாள் டைம் நல்லா யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணி அந்த டயக்ராம் எல்லாமே கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணி கிளாஸ் ஒர்க்ஸ் வச்சுட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா நான் ஆப்சன்ட் மார்க் பண்ணியிருந்தாலும் ப்ரெசென்ட் மார்க் பண்ணிடுறேன். ஓகே, இப்போ வரைக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு கிளாஸ் ஒர்க்லேயும் ஒரு 4-5 பேர் இன்னும் சப்மிட் பண்ணாமே இருக்கீங்க. அவங்களுக்காக தான் சொல்லிடுறேன். ஓகேங்கண்ணா, இது வந்து டவுட் கேட்குறதுக்கான டைம் நான் அலோகேட் பண்ணிடுறேன். ஸோ அதனால் கிளாஸ் எடுக்க போகிறதில்ல. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு இது வரைக்கும் ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தால் நீங்கள் ஓப்பனாக கேட்கலாம்.